Okay, today we're going to talk about the area of different polygons. We have a triangle, a square, and a rectangle, parallelograms, and a trapezoid. Okay, first we're going to start with a triangle. Okay. All right, so on the inside here we have the formula for the triangle. It's going to be 1/2 base times height, or you can write it as base times height divided by 2. Okay, now we have our formula. Let's look at our figure here. See, we have a triangle here. We need to locate the base and the height of our triangle. This 14 here is going to be our base. And this 12 here will be our height. Okay, so now we need to plug in those numbers into our formula. Okay, so we have 1/2 base times height. Okay, plug it in. 1/2 14 times 12. Okay, so let's multiply 14 and 12. 8, that's 2, 4 and 1, 168. So we have 1/2 of 168. Make sure we put that 8 equals. So we'll do 168 divided by 2. We'll go into 1. It will go into 16. How many times? Okay, 84. So area equals 84 meters squared. Okay, so that is a triangle. All right, next we have a square slash rectangle. Okay, now our formula for a square or a rectangle is base times height, or we can use length times width. Either one will work for this. Okay. All right, so the first thing we have is a square here, and we know it's a square because it denotes that each one of these is a right angle. Okay, and we know that squares, all their sides are equal, angles are equal. Okay, we're going to write down our formula. We can use base times height. Okay, so this one is, the base is 12, height is 12. So area equals 144 feet squared. Okay, these are pretty easy here. Squares, rectangles are pretty easy. Okay, all right, now we have this rectangle here. And we're going to do the same thing here. And we can use length and width. We'll use length times width, same thing. A equals 9.1 times 4.3. Okay, and I'll go right here and do that. 9.1 times 4.3. 3 times 1 is 3. 9 times 3, 27. Done with that. 0, 4, 36. 3, 11. 9. We have 2 decimal places. So 8 equals 39.13 inches squared. Okay. All right. Next, we have parallelograms. Okay. Parallelograms, we're going to use the same formula as we did for square and rectangle. We're going to use base times height. Okay. So now these can be a little tricky due to the way it's turned. And some people get mixed up with what the height is. Okay. So our base here will be 21. And our height always connects the two bases. So you have one base here, one base here. So this right here will be our height. And I'm going to denote that. This is my height. This is my base. Okay. All right. So now here's what I want you to do. I want you to take a moment and I want you to, with your partner, figure out what the area of this parallelogram is. Okay. Trapezoid. Here's another little tricky formula here to remember. Trapezoid formula is A equals 1/2 base 1 plus base 2. Or you can write it as, base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. Okay, so now let's go over here and let's locate our base, our two bases. So it does not matter which one we put first is base 1 and base 2, because we're still adding them together. Okay, so here's a base, and I'm going to highlight my height in pink. Okay, and we can do either one as base 1, base 2. This is my height. So I'm going to write down my formula. A equals base 1 plus base 2 divided by 2. I'm going to use that formula. Okay, I'm going to plug in my numbers. So I have base 1 is 2.4 plus base 2 is 6.1 and divided by 2. Okay, so 2.4 plus 6.1. I'm going to get my answer. Now I want you to solve that and get your answer there. Okay, so we just did area of polygons, and we know the smallest polygon we have is a triangle. It has 3 sides. A square, rectangle, parallelogram, and trapezoid, they're all quadrilaterals.